the questions I often get at tax time is people don't really understand, what their entity is. I say, basically, what's your entity? How are you filing? People aren't really sure what that means. They say, I'm an LLC, I'm a corporation. And it's really interesting because one of the first things you should be thinking about when you go into business is how you set up your entity. That's what's setting the precedence for everything that you do. It's setting up your liability protections. It's determining your tax implications on how you're going to be taxed or whether the entity is going to be taxed. And another thing people don't think about is how hard it is to get out of a business, whether they're going to sell it, pass it on to their children. Their entity structure has a lot to do with how easy those processes are. So I find it very interesting, so I like to try and educate people in advance so that when they're thinking about starting businesses or they're not really even sure if they have set things up properly, that it's important that they get that looked at. And some of the things they really need to look at is, my overall plan for my business. How big do I plan on getting? What's my projected growth? What type of, how does this fit in with the rest of my life? What is, what am I doing? What is my husband doing? How does that fit into my personal tax picture? Am I involved in any other types of business structures? Am I a partner over here? Am I investing with somebody else over here? All those things come together to help you determine when you're starting a business what you should be doing. And definitely, how am I going to get out of this business? If I want to sell it, there are definitely clear ways to set up your business so that down the road when you've built it up and you want to sell it, it can be the difference between a $500,000 sale in my business being $250,000 take home versus $400,000 take home. So what seems like just filling out a simple form and getting my business up and running because we're so excited can cost you in the long run. So it's really important that not just at tax time the first time or the first time you talk to your accountant, that you really just have ongoing discussions about the way your company is structured. Are there different tax elections you need to take? Should I be thinking about changing anything? Because there are points in time in a business life cycle where you can make different types of elections that would change the way you're being taxed. So it is very important.